Hello again. I'm so pumped you came back for day 2. Today's probably your first day back to daily life, whether it's work or school. I just want to say that you can do this. This is a lifestyle. You're in it for the long haul. You know, there's one fact that can't be disputed or argued, and that's that no man has ever repented of being a Christian on his deathbed. I want to encourage you that this is the best decision you could ever make, and I'm here along with your coach and other people from your church to do life alongside you. Today is all about getting up from where you are and deciding to live out this change. Here we go.
We are all like prodigals. We've all sinned and come short of the glory of God. But once God comes inside of our life, first of all, He awakens us so we can wake up from our mess and our misery. That's happened to you. And now, step number 2, you can get up. The Bible says not only did the prodigal come to his senses, but he got up from the pig pen. He got up from the mire. He got up from the mud. And he said, I can live a better life than this. There's something better for me. He made a decision to change. And just as when you wake up, you realize your need for God, when you get up, you make a decision to change. You have made that decision, but today you make it again. I refuse to live the way that I've been living. I refuse to allow the sin that I've been living in to rule and reign in my life. I refuse to allow all the misery of my life to control me. I have decided to get up from where I am, and I'm going to go to a better place. This is step number 2, to get up and leave the pig pen and to say there's a better life for me. I believe we all have the capacity to change. No matter what has happened to us, we can make the changes necessary because God has come alive inside of us. And He is the motivation inside of us for change. We're not talking about self-improvement. We're not talking about self-help. We're talking about God coming inside of us. And the Bible says that when you present your life to God, Romans 12:1, I tell you, Paul said, to present your life completely to God and be not conformed to the way you've been living, but be transformed. So you have made a decision to change today because the power of change, the power of metamorphosis, the power of transformation is alive inside of you. I commend you for making this decision. And this step that you're going to take now, it can be a bit tedious because change can be difficult. And especially if you've tried to change before and failed. But something different has happened to you now. God has come alive inside of you. The Spirit of God is alive inside of you. That's the regeneration that has taken place. And I believe what you are recognizing is something that's supernatural. God is saying you can change, and all you're doing is saying, I am making that decision now to enter into this process. This is the second step, and it's a very important step when you declare today, I'm going to get up from where I've been, I'm going to leave the pig pen, and I'm going to go to a better life.
One obstacle you might face is the question of, what do I do now? This is a very common question among new Christians. Sometimes it can be very difficult to integrate this new way of life into your established patterns of work and social life. Now that you've been woken up by God and maybe grappling with changes you need to make, the temptation will be to hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. You know, this morning you didn't just decide to wake up. You were probably awakened by an alarm, or maybe a barking dog or screaming child, or maybe even your mother. But once you've been awakened from sleep, it's still your decision to get out of bed. You see, God will wake you up, but He wants you to get up. He wants a relationship with you because you choose to participate in this relationship. That's the type of God He is. You might be realizing that today your heart has changed, but your circumstances are still the same. I want you to know that that's completely normal. God didn't promise that your circumstances would change, but He promises that He'll be with you wherever you go. To me, that's an incredible deal. You no longer have to face life alone, but you get to face it with the very person who gave you life. And He knows a lot more about it than any of us do. So I would encourage you, as you realize that God has awakened you, get up. Don't go back to sleep. There's a new and better life ahead of you. Get up and go for it. Make sure you connect with your coach ASAP. Your coach is here to pray with you, encourage you, or just talk through any questions you might have. Well, that's it for day 2. I'm pulling for you, your coach is pulling for you, and ultimately, God is pulling for you. I know you can do it. I'll see you tomorrow.